The city of Jerusalem is located in the mountains of central Israel, in the area known as the hill country of Judah, roughly 2,500 feet or around 760 meters above sea level. It is situated between the Judean wilderness, Jordan Rift Valley and Dead Sea to the east, and the hills and valleys of the Shephelah to the west. The ancient city was situated in a natural hollow surrounded by several hills that were higher than the ridge upon which the ancient city was founded. Its location, surrounded by many natural obstacles like mountains and valleys and wilderness, was just one reason why the city was located in what would appear to be an unimportant and relatively isolated area. These natural barriers helped to protect the city down through the centuries from attack and made it an easily defensible position, an important consideration in choosing a location for a new city during the biblical era. However, it also meant that Jerusalem, when compared to other ancient cities, was somewhat removed from nearby ancient trade routes and roads. It was far away from both the Via Maris, the major ancient highway that ran from north to south along the coastal plain to the west, and the Transjordanian highways to the east. The nearest, though comparatively minor trade routes that passed near the city were the north-south ridge road that ran through the hill country of Judah, which was about a half a mile to the west of the city, and a road that ran west to east that started in Gaza in the west and finished in Jericho in the east. The road was located just over 5 miles to the north of the city. This relative isolation from major and minor trade routes meant that the city did not become as large a commercial centre as other nearby cities. Jerusalem was also not ideally suited for agriculture, being located on the very edge of the rugged hill country of Judah, with the start of the Judean wilderness and Dead Sea being located just to the east of the city on the other side of the Mount of Olives. This made farming more difficult and less productive than, say, in the coastal plain to the west, the Jezreel Valley to the north, or the Jordan Valley to the east, though due to plentiful rainfall during the winter, about 25 inches a year, crops like olives, grapes and grains were grown around the city, with the help of man-made terraces. The second major reason for locating Jerusalem in such a place was the presence of both the Galyn spring on the western side of the Kidron Valley and the nearby Enrogel spring. The easily defensible position and access to a reliable source of fresh water were the primary motivations behind choosing this location. The original biblical city of Salem, which would later become Jerusalem, was located on a 15-acre site on top of a ridge known today as the Ancient Core, or the City of David. Jerusalem would over time expand to the north and west of the original City of David over the centuries during the biblical era, based upon the surrounding topography of the area. Politically, Jerusalem was also located within the political borders of the tribal allotment of Benjamin, and very close to the northern border of the tribe of Judah. Topographically, ancient Jerusalem was situated in the midst of 3 valleys and several hills. The main valleys of Jerusalem include the Kidron Valley, the Central Valley, and the Hinnom Valley. The major hills that surrounded the ancient core of Jerusalem include the Mount of Olives, Mount of Offense, Mount Zion, the Western Ridge Hill, and Mount Moriah. This new series will set out to examine these natural features, how they influence the history and archaeology of Jerusalem, and how they relate to the Bible.